NBA Domination begins. Logan unlocks full-level Aomine Daiki skills. Episode 71. Of course it didn't work well. The Knicks have been out of work this season. Stephen A. Smith was very direct, dealing with Logan. Dude, as long as they don't lose 50 points to the Lakers, they are already a big success. When it comes to Logan, Smith is definitely a bunch of good words to add up. But mention the Knicks. Smith would definitely not give this team any positive reviews. From the moment they missed Logan in the summer, the team was already doomed to another season of failure. All I wish now is that Phil Jackson can get out of class sooner. Stephen A. Smith's anger at the Knicks team, including management, has been written on his face. Max Kellerman, who was sitting on the sidelines, quickly changed the subject. So, Stephen, what do you think Logan will do with Madison Square as a result? Seriously, New York is also where miracles were born, with the last Lakers leader scoring 61 points at Madison Garden. In the history of the NBA, there have always been a few stadiums that have been regarded by fans as basketball mecca places. Boston Celtics home stadium, North Shore Garden. Home of the Los Angeles Lakers, Staples Center. And the home of the New York Knicks, Madison Square Garden. On this site, Stephen Curry scored 11 three-pointers in a single game and scored 54 points. It was Curry, who was nicknamed Curry at the time, and scored the highest score in a single game of his career. Michael Jordan, after his first comeback, wore the number 45 jersey to Madison Garden. Everyone thought that the god of number 23 would never come back. But in that game, Jordan angrily scored 55 points, proclaiming the return of the king. Reggie Miller's classic 8.8-minute Miller moment. LeBron James had 52 points, 9 rebounds, and 11 assists. Kobe Bryant has 61 points, including 20 of 20 free throws. I've always heard from some fans that if you can't leave your mark on Madison Garden, Stephen A. Smithton took a look, then you're not a superstar. I'm sure Logan will definitely leave his own record in the Battle of New York. He's been doing miracles all along, and today will never be an exception. Smith's disappointment with the New York Knicks is palpable. He would rather see the Knicks become the background emperor of Logan's history. Also full of expectations for this game are fans from all walks of life. November 19th, United States time. New York, famous Madison Square Garden. In the square at the entrance of the stadium, there are already many fans gathered. The stadium's security guards even need to hold loudspeakers to remind fans not to buy high-priced tickets in the hands of scalpers not far away. They don't know how many high-priced fake tickets they've received. However, this also reflects the popularity of this game from some angles. Even if it is a high-priced ticket, even if there is no guarantee, fans are still willing to pay for it. I'm from Philadelphia, and I'm going to die to see Logan's hand captain in Madison Square die. I flew in from Los Angeles, and I had a hunch that Logan would deliver his best performance of the season here. I'm from the Celestial Dynasty, and I'm Logan's hometown. Outside the square, the fans interviewed by the media were almost all wearing the Lakers' number 7 jersey. This is New York, this is the territory of the Knicks. But the Lakers fans, as well as Logan's fans, even surpassed the New York fans gathered on the scene. The Battle of New York has never been short of topics, especially today's visit to Madison is the Los Angeles Lakers and Logan. With the orderly entry of the fans. Sitting on the sidelines today is T&T's commentary on the group. Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, and, not Charles Barkley's Reggie Miller. Reggie, I heard that in order to explain this game, Charles made a big fuss last night at T&T headquarters? In the pregame warm-up session, the Shark laughed directly. No, this guy can't really be so childish. Charles did it, but it was me who ended up sitting here. Reggie Miller was also smiling. Madison Garden's game, how can I not be present? Although to explain Logan's game, Charles Barkley made a big fuss last night in the T&T's high-level office. But in the end, T&T officials insisted that Reggie Miller be the third commentator today. The reason is simple. Today is Logan's guest in New York. There's a good chance this guy will create a whole new NBA scene. As the creator of this famous scene at the Miller moment, Reggie Miller explained that Logan created a new famous scene. The topic degree explosion Ayuki has. As for who is Charles Barkley? Sorry, it's not familiar. Won't you, Cameron, the whole world wants to see us lose? Meanwhile, on the court, Courtney Lee, who was warming up, looked at the fans on the sidelines and what the on-site commentator meant. I almost dropped my jaw. Everyone wants the New York Knicks, lying down well, honestly becoming the background emperor of Logan's record setting? What's going on here? I can't allow this to happen, it's New York. Cameron Anthony had a black face. Although he was very eager to bring in the team to take down Logan at the beginning of the season. But when Logan was already on the opposite side of the Knicks. Whatever the melon says, it is impossible to complete the other party's record night. This is New York, this is the territory of Lao Tzu. Don't forget, who is the Madison Gardens record holder for the highest score in a single game. Pre-match interviews. Cameron Anthony said directly in front of the live camera, I scored 62 points here. Even Kobe Bryant didn't score higher than me, and the Lakers rookie still stood behind. The meaning of melon is also very simple. The Lakers' top two, or even the number one in team history, scored 61 points in Madison Square. 1 point less than his own 62 points. Logan, a Lakers rookie, wants to make a name for himself? Stop dreaming. It's not just Anthony who means that. The Knicks fired Fisher in the summer, replaced by new coach Jeff Hornacek in a pre-match interview likewise said. The team has only 2 goals today. The first is to win the game. The second is to limit Logan's score to less than 30 points. Hornacek was clear. Trying to keep Logan scoring less than doubles, or even no more than 20. That's. Jordan can't come here. But limit Logan's score to less than 30 points. This is not an impossible thing to do. I have to say that Jeff Hornacek is still very brainy. As long as it can limit Logan's score to less than 30 points. The Los Angeles Lakers can't win today's New York battle. One last question, Coach Jeff Hornacek. At the end of the interview, the New York reporter turned into a gossip editor. According to rumors, your daughter, Abby Hornacek, is a Logan fan? Did Abby give you any good advice on how to limit Logan? Episode 72. Logan's hot performance in the NBA has attracted countless fans. Today, the home of the New York Knicks, Madison Garden Square, has gathered so many Lakers fans. Suffice it to tell. On Twitter, many celebrities are also fans of Logan. Among them was the daughter of Knicks coach Jeff Hornacek, Abby Hornacek. On Abby's own private tweet, from the regular season on October 28 until today. Almost everything is about Logan. Fan sister attributes are directly pulled full. Abby? She did tell me about the way to defend Logan. Speaking of his daughter, Jeff Hornacek smiled, you may not believe it when you say it. Abby told me that the way to limit Logan's high score is simple. Simple? The New York reporters on the scene were instantly energized. The head coaches of the remaining 29 teams in the league, as well as their coaching team. I couldn't think of a way to limit Logan. Hornacek's daughter actually said it was simple? What exactly is the method? Yes, it's simple. Jeff Hornacek didn't hide either. Abby told me to give up the game after halftime, and that's the best way to limit Logan. If the game had gone into garbage time so early, Logan's playing time would have been shorter and his stats would have shrunk. Although we lost the game, at least statistically, Logan was limited by us. After talking about his daughter's so-called method, Jeff Hornacek's smile became stronger. In his opinion, Abby's method is just a joke with himself. The reporters at the scene also sighed. Reverse restriction is okay. The pre-match episode ended, and the warm-up of both teams ended quickly. The starters of the two teams have appeared one after another. The Lakers' starting starts are still the following. Russell plus Ingram plus Randu plus Nance Jr. and Logan. The New York Knicks starter was Derrick Ross plus Courtney Lee plus Kristaps Porzingis plus Joakim Noah and Cameron Anthony. As Mellon stood on the court, he exchanged glances with Derrick Ross. What about the people who don't want Logan to make history in New York, not just Mero? Nance Jr. and Noah stood on the midline, and the referee threw the ball high. The first battle of New York of Logan's career has officially begun. In the jump ball session, Nance Jr., who was more physically talented, defeated his opponent and took the lead in dialing the ball into Russell's hands. The Lakers took the initiative to open the offensive ball of the first attack. Russell held the ball through the half, and without hesitation, passed the ball to Logan's hands. Boo! Logan had just held the ball, and the whole Madison Garden was instantly filled with thunderous cheers. The Logan fans who came to the scene sent the loudest cheers for their idols. On the pitch. Facing Courtney Lee's defensive Logan, he turned straight to his side and grabbed the ball behind him with one hand. Quite a bit like Michael Jordan was holding the ball in one hand. Whoosh! The next second, Logan, who was holding the ball in one hand, started instantly. The speed 0 to the speed max is increased in the blink of an eye. When Courtrai Lee reacted, there was no one in front of him. Throw off the defender in seconds, and Logan kills the 3-second zone. Don't let him in. Jeff Hornacek on the sidelines growled. Don't look at Logan as an idol of his daughter. Things on the court, he will definitely not spare his subordinates. Rose plus Anthony quickly contracted from both sides, trying to intercept on Logan's ball-holding route. Lakers number 7 directly received the ball, jumped through the gap between the double bags, and took off to attack the frame. Give me down. As the Knicks' last line of defense, Noah roared in anger and jumped high in front of the takeoff Logan, opening his teeth and claws to try to cover it. The fans held their breath and confronted Noah's Logan, pulled the basketball lever behind him, and then threw it up. The basketball floated past Noah's fingertips and then crashed into the net. 2-0. The Lakers take 2 points first. Back lever. O'Neal on the sidelines saw the move at a glance. Logan used the lever behind his move in the Summer League. Oh, I didn't expect to see this goal in the NBA as well. Kenny Smith was also thrilled. Logan actually recreated the back lever in the NBA. The Knicks were all played by Logan. On the pitch, Joaquin Noah really couldn't believe his eyes. Is it really not a matter of luck that the ball is pulled in the back? Can anyone really think of this trick as a conventional weapon? No way. No way. Jokin. In the end, it was Rose who pushed his old teammate to get Noah to come back and send out the bottom line. Rose carried the ball quickly through the half, changing direction at high speed to pass Russell. Rose walked the flank to kill into the 3-second zone, facing the little Nance who pounced out, the big loop in the air, and the lever to the basket. The same lever, the same dodged defense. Although Rose played not as outrageous as Logan's back lever. But his twist in the air still made Nance Jr.'s cover empty. Boo. It's just that the mantis catches cicadas. Yellow sparrow in the back. Rose perfectly pulled the lever to avoid Nance Jr.'s long arm, but was thrown out behind Logan, nailed the big hat, and pressed the ball the rebound. Rebounding scramble, Boshan suppressed Londo, ready to grab the offensive rebound. But the next moment, Logan, who had just finished nailing the big hat, quickly turned around, tiptoed a little, and got up in an instant. With the wild buff fully exploded, Logan's second takeoff speed was even faster than Boshan's full-force jump. Lakers number 7 grabbed the defensive rebound, landed directly from the defense to attack, and even passed the Knicks' 3-back defense players. Fly forward and dunk, cut another 2 points. 4-0. The Lakers' offensive is not reduced. Oh. My. God. Although the opening round is only a few rounds, but O'Neal on the commentary, the adrenaline has already exploded. Logan actually chased Derrick Rose on the defensive end. And in the rebounding scramble, the second jump beat Kristaps Porzingis. That's not all, Shaq, that's not all. Reggie Miller was also excited. Logan did not slow down at all during the counterattack, accelerated with the ball the whole time, and cleaned up the entire back line of the Knicks. Logan got past the Knicks defense as easily as crossing the New York Morning Road. Kenny Smith added, Shaq, which do you think Logan's offense this round and the back pull of the opening first leg will be the top one of today's top 5? It's hard to say. The Shark did not go through the program, and directly blew it. Logan's best thing is always the next ball. Maybe his next leg will be the top 5 goals today. Episode 73. O'Neal was right. Wonderful, always the next goal. Especially a creative player like Logan. Every goal he throws, it is possible to pre-book the top 5 balls. Knicks, next round. Cameron Anthony finally played with his signature washing machine drum, scoring 2 points in the middle distance. Help the team stop the bleeding in time. Back to that. The Lakers' offensive end still revolves around Logan. Russell controlled the rhythm at a 45-degree angle on the right, and Logan began to run through cover from the left bottom corner. Courtrai Lee skillfully bypassed the block and tried to intercept at Logan's side. But after he flashed the block, he was in front of him again empty. What about people? Courtrai Lee was confused. But the fans at the scene can see clearly from a third-party perspective. Logan didn't borrow a block to pull outside. He made a sharp stop at the moment of running in the direction of blocking and demolition, and then started at full speed and cut under the basket. No wonder Courtrai Lee was slow to respond. It's true that Logan's ability to stop from max to 0 in an instant is too strong. This is also the place where Chingfeng Dahue is terrifying in Kuroko basketball. His ability to control acceleration can only be described as a bug. Now, Logan has mastered this ability to stop and rise. Whoosh! Logan cut inside and Russell followed suit to pass the ball to the side of the basket. Faced Jorkin Noah, who is standing under the basket. Logan grabbed the ball with one hand and received a shooting star dunk in the air. Magic Beam Kill Cannon shoots through the net. That's Logan's speed, that's Logan's ability to control his body, that's Logan. The Knicks' 2 goals today may be shattered. Want to win over the Lakers? It's not that simple. Want to limit Rogan's score to under 30? Not at all. O'Neal, Reggie Miller, and Kenny Smith simply sentenced the Knicks to death in the first quarter. If they can't defend Rogan, they lose the game. In the first quarter of the game, the Knicks, who had Rose plus Anthony plus Boshan, scored only 18 points on the offensive end. On the Lakers side, Logan scored 20 points in the first quarter. Classic individual single-quarter scoring that surpasses the opponent's entire team. The Lakers were also at Madison Square, 31-18 in the quarter, leading the Knicks by 13 points. Intermittent breaks. On the Knicks bench, Jeff Hornacek looked dazed. Coach, we're only 13 points behind, but it's not over yet. The Knicks assistant reminded Hornacek. Reason told them that a 13-point difference in the NBA is really nothing. Especially now that the pace of the game is so fast, it can be smoothed out in a few rounds. However, Rogan's presence means that the 13-point difference is definitely not the biggest difference in this game. You know, he single-handedly scored in the first quarter to surpass the Knicks. This was with Logan playing just over 9 minutes in the first quarter. As the game deepens, the point difference between the two teams will inevitably continue to widen. How to win? Can't win. Even if you don't look at the victory or defeat of the game. Limiting Rogan's score below 30 is also largely unattainable. Jeff Hornacek was desperate. What a monster his daughter was hooked on. Rogan, today, I want you to play a few more minutes. Unlike the desperation on the Knicks side. On the Lakers bench, team coach Luke Walton leaned over to Rogan. You're in great shape today, of course you're in great shape every day. But I mean, Madison Square means a lot to every player. Walton Jr. was also born as a player. Of course, he was well aware of the words circulating in the gossip. A player who doesn't leave a classic battle in New York is not a superstar at all. Now, Logan has scored 20 points in a single quarter, feels great in his hands, and is in explosive condition. This is the perfect time for him to leave a masterpiece of his career in Madison Square. Luke Walton wants to give Logan more playing time and let him set a record. It's a rare opportunity, Luo. I support Coach Wharton's advice. Logan, this is Madison Garden, I don't know how many people want to make a mark here. Yes, the people who can score high in Madison Garden are all famous superstars in history. Rogan, go make history, we'll all support you behind your back. Luke Wharton finished speaking, and the Lakers also suggested that Logan make history. A bunch of little brothers all started to boo, and Logan was embarrassed to distract them. D'Angelo, what is the highest score in a single game at Madison Garden? The away team player is 61 points, which is the score that Kobe Bryant has taken. Russell's memory is good, the highest score in a single game, regardless of the host and the guest, is 62 points. This is the record of Cameron Anthony. 62 points per game. Anthony is a man who has won the scoring king. The scoring ability is really outstanding. Unfortunately, though, Logan isn't just going to beat Anthony's Knicks head-on today. And his record is broken. The second quarter of the game began quickly, with players on both sides rotating each other. Yang Xiaoxiao's field today is not very good, but Reed stepped forward and helped the team stabilize the advantage. Dead ball round with both sides substituting. Logan returned to the court. The Knicks offense the ball. Derrick Rose walked the ball through the half, still eating Russell with speed, killing to the basket and taking off to the basket. The youngest MVP of the past, the decline in its current state, is still visible to the naked eye. The NBA, too, has never lacked talent. Ross is a genius of yesteryear. The current genius is called Logan. The Lakers quickly fought back. In the middle of the storm, Logan kills under the basket, carries the defender's thug foul, and slams the ball into the basket. The Lakers bench crowd will jump straight up from their seats. The visual impact of this ball is so explosive. Back on, the Knicks attacked. Anthony misplaced singles Rogan, and the moment he turned around, he was suddenly reached out by Logan and directly broke the basketball in his hand. Logan quickly holds the ball, turns from defense to attack, kills to the front, rides a horse and shoots arrows, and then cuts 2 points. In the second half of the second quarter, almost all the ball on the offensive end of the Lakers was given to Logan. In his 6+ minutes of playing time in the second quarter, the data performance handed over was even better than the data of more than 9 minutes in the first quarter. 6 minutes and 23 minutes. Logan blasted 43 points at halftime, setting a rookie player's halftime high for Madison Garden. It is also the rookie player's highest score in a single game at Madison Garden Square. Kenny, I suddenly had a bold idea. At the end of the half, the winners and losers of the match between the two sides have been divided. Shaquille O'Neal's concern is not the end of the game for a long time. Cameron scored 62 points in that game and only contributed 37 points in the first half. Logan has now scored 43 points in the half, surpassing Cameron at the same period. So, do we have reason to believe that Logan has the potential to surpass Cameron's 62 points and set a Madison Garden record for the highest scoring point in a single game? Anthony scored 62 points that halftime, 6 fewer points than Logan. If only Logan had a chance to play in the second half. Creating the highest score in Madison Garden's history in a single game is not impossible. Shaq, it's entirely possible that what you said will come true. Reggie Miller analyzed, he only needs to score another 19 points to equalize Cameron. With another 20 points, you can surpass Cameron and set a new record. And Logan scored 20 points, it didn't even take a whole quarter. If we're lucky, maybe we'll see a whole new historical record in the third section. Reggie Miller's analysis was fulfilled in the third quarter of the game. The Lakers all over the team want to make history for Logan. The New York Knicks were all up and down the team and had no ability to resist at all. The Lakers fans at Madison Garden cheered continuously. Now the live footage even found that some fans in the audience wearing Knicks jerseys took off their coats. The purple-gold number 7 jersey inside was revealed. Among the Knicks fans / out of the traders. Amid the fanatical cheers from the fans, Logan scored another 20 points in the third quarter. The third quarter exploded with 63 points, and one person's three-quarters score is higher than the Knicks team. Not only that, but 63 points is exactly one more than Cameron Anthony's 62 points. Madison Garden Square all-time record for the highest individual score in a single game is no longer a melon. It belongs to Logan. Episode 74. A new record was born. A new record was born. Mikoku, New York, Madison Square Garden. Shaquille O'Neal in the commentary, happy like a child, ladies and gentlemen, we have the privilege of seeing the best solo performance of the season. Not one of them. Logan scored 63 points at Madison Garden, in just 3 quarters. He spent only 3 quarters and set a record for the highest individual score in Madison Garden history. Sorry Kobe, my good brother, the highest score for a Madison Garden away player from now on belongs to Logan. I'm sorry Cameron, your 62 points can only be second from now on. The Sharks' cannon-like words made Kenny Smith and Reggie Miller on the sidelines hold their stomachs, but they couldn't get into the conversation. On the appeal of language, AO Fat is indeed the existence of top 1 in the T, and T Tiantuan. After scoring 63 points, exactly one more than Anthony's 62 points, Logan was also replaced by Luke Walton. In the process of his replacement, the fans at the scene stood up collectively to bid farewell to the history-making superstar. In the end, the game ended in the crushing trend of the Los Angeles Lakers. They indiscriminately blasted 129 points at Madison Garden. With a huge 44-point margin of 129-85, he kicked the Knicks' ass hard. That's the player we missed, and that's the New York Knicks signing in the summer. We're terrible from top to bottom, this team is really out of the blue. The players the team failed to sign in the summer blew us up. Why didn't you sign Logan? If the money from signing Derek, Jorkin, and Kotri Lee had been used to smash Logan, he would have broken the Madison Garden record long ago. The whole game is over. The Knicks fans, who have not yet defected at the scene, are already shouting for interviews. It is not difficult to hear from the fact that their voices are mixed with a little crying. These New York fans really hate iron and steel. Missing out on Logan has left the fans disappointed with the Knicks. Today's game made Knicks fans completely despair of this team. The opportunity to revive New York was in hand, but it failed to grasp it. There are a lot of problems for the team and we have too many problems to solve. Knicks coach Jeff Hornacek, who was interviewed after the game, bowed his head. It's not just the players who didn't play well, it's also a big problem for the team's coaching staff. as the manager of the team. Neither of the two goals of the pre-match goal was achieved. Not only did it not materialize, but it also allowed Logan to exceed the target. Hornacek is destined to be blamed today. As for the fact that the team management failed to take Logan in the summer, Hornacek did not dare to say more. He certainly knew that if the team could take down Logan, all the problems of the season would be solved. Logan is the secret to solving all the difficult diseases. This stuff, the fool knows. But the problem is that the team management failed to take down Logan. Is it useful to trace what summer has passed? Obviously useless. People still look forward. Logan is God today. The Lakers player on the other side who was interviewed by D'Angelo Russell did not go off the page. This is not a God wearing the Lakers number 7 jersey. Logan is God. Don't talk about God, Logan is Logan. Londo leaned over to Russell's side. Listen to me guys. Even if God came today, he couldn't stop Logan's momentum in scoring. God is not good to make it coming. At the end of the interview with the Lakers players, the reporters on the scene rushed to surround Logan. This young man who made history is the absolute protagonist of this evening. But before the interview began, in front of the live camera, Nick Young and Reed poured a basin of cold water on Logan's head. Pouring cold water on teammates in hot form is already an NBA tradition. As the Lakers' rotation duo of the old rivers and lakes, of course, he also has to give Logan a set. Splashed with cold water, Logan's answers in interviews with the media became much more concise. Although the content of Logan's post-match interview answers was very concise, the media's post-match briefings were not concise at all. ESPN. 63 points in the third quarter. Logan set a record for the highest individual score in a single game in Madison Garden history. TNT. Shaquille O'Neal is crazy. Logan scored 63 points in a single game to break Madison Garden Square. ABC TV. The teammate shouted, God can't stop him. Celestial Supernova Logan, New York, God War. Not only these authoritative media, but also other media in the United States also posted in the headlines. NBA earthquake. After the Battle of Logan Yellow-Green made history, the Battle of New York once again created miracles. The basketball god of the new era? Logan continues to fight in the focus battle, changing people's views and cognition. This is probably the greatest rookie season show in NBA history, the Battle of New York. Logan set another record. The next Kobe Bryant? Next Michael Jordan? No, this is the unique Logan. On all social platforms in the United States, Logan once again logged into the top 1 position. On the Twitter hot search list, Logan's name is already the hottest topic of the moment. The heat is so high that even the second and third topics are combined. It is worth mentioning that the third topic is Battle of Logan, New York. The second topic is Logan scored 63 points in the third quarter, surpassing the Knicks' all-team total score. In other words, topics related to Logan occupy the top 3 positions on Twitter's hot search list. Dump other people with the topic, don't know how many streets. 63 points? Logan scored 63 points in New York. Los Angeles, meanwhile. Kobe, who had just finished his business event and returned home, looked at Gigi in front of him who was so excited that he jumped up. Gigi, you're not kidding, are you? You know, in the last game, in Staples, Logan had just fought in the yellow-green battle, nailing the Celtics forever to the pillar of shame. It turned out that this feat had not yet passed 48 hours. Logan refreshed 3 views at once, with 63 points in the third quarter at Madison Garden. How could Kobe Bryant believe it was true? Also shocked to receive this news was LeBron James. The old man, who has never been very popular in the course of the season, was still told the news by a scream from his son Bronny. His own son made such heart-rending noises, and of course James had to ask what was going on. Dad, if I say it, you'll definitely scream louder than I do. Bronny James handed James the news page of his mobile phone to James. Logan scored 63 points in the third quarter of New York. Quite the opposite of Bronny's excitement. LeBron James, who saw the news, was silent. The momentary silence made the atmosphere of the scene gradually embarrassing. Bronny blurted out. Episode 75. How could LeBron James be able to call out? Luo is the man in James's eyes who may pick up his throne in the future. Now, he is acting out like he is telling James. I'm not just the throne I'm going to pick up in the future. I'm ready to take the throne now. The explosion of Logan's Battle of New York was hotly debated around the world. As a party, he took a leave of absence from the coaching staff after finishing the game. You're going to Portland? Luke Walton thought for a moment. Are you going to sign a contract with Nike? Yeah, so you go back to Los Angeles first, and I'll fly back from Portland after I'm done. Logan said it clearly. There's no need to hide anything from the team management. I wish you every success. Walton Jr. granted Logan a trip directly to Portland. Anyway, Rogan's team training is a free choice not to come. Go to Portland to complete the business cooperation, no problem. With the approval of the team's management, Logan briefly informed his teammates, then called his agent Taylor Finson and set off for Portland. At Nike, the official slept in the luxurious box booked for Logan early in the evening. The next morning, Logan got up to wash up and walked out the hotel door. A Ferrari with a huge Nike logo on the side door stopped at the door. Mr. Rogan, we'll take you to the corporate headquarters now. A Nike PR in a suit got out of the car and directed Logan to the car. Speechless all the way. Here we are, Mr. Logan. Ferrari's speed is still not in doubt. After a quick delivery to Nike headquarters, Nike PR took Logan through the door. Rogan. I've been waiting for you. As soon as he entered the door, Phil Knight walked over at the first time. I'm glad you finally chose us. Happy cooperation. Logan shook hands with Knight. I hope our cooperation doesn't fail. Of course not, from the moment you step through this door, our cooperation is destined to succeed. Phil Knight was thrilled. To be able to take Logan, Nike's strategic plan for the new era, even if it is a big step to success. During a tour of Nike's headquarters, during a tour of Rogan, Phil Knight also asked Logan what he thought of the Nike logo Ferrari. After Logan expressed his gratitude, Phil Knight said directly. This custom Ferrari, in a private name, was given to Rogan. I'm going to let the airlift company airdrop that Ferrari to Los Angeles right now. Phil Knight pulled out his iPhone and sent a message. Rogan, maybe you haven't arrived in Los Angeles yet, the car has arrived. End the tour at Nike headquarters. Phil Knight finally took Logan with him to the signing press conference. Logan and Phil Knight were in attendance, leaving the reporters who had been waiting all morning awake in an instant. Wouldn't you? Nike has been talking about the mysterious signing player, actually Rogan. WTF. That's big news. I thought it was a rookie, but I didn't expect it to be Rogan. Wake up man, Logan is also a rookie, just the biggest one. That is, Logan rejected the offer of Adidas, with an annual salary of $22 million US. What kind of fat contract did Nike give him? Reporters on the scene, you look at me, I look at you. They were also shocked by Nike's sudden bombshell. Nike and Rogan's strong combination, the shoe market will be a bloody storm again. It seems that everyone has already guessed it. Looking at the reporters with different looks on the scene, Phil Knight didn't sell Guanzi anymore. Yes, just as you think. Logan has officially reached a signing plan with us. In the next few years, we will work together to create Nike's new trend brand Project X series. A new trendy brand? The reporters at the scene immediately caught the key words. Mr. Phil Knight, do you mean that Rogan's signing this time is not just a sneaker endorsement contract? Phil Knight uses the word brand instead of the signature sneaker series. This means that Nike offers Logan not only a contract for sneakers, but also other derivatives? Yes, the PX series will be the second independent brand in Nike's history. Phil Knight explains, in layman's terms, you can understand it as the second Air Jordan. Second AJ. The reporters at the scene boiled over. No wonder Logan rejected the endorsement contract of Adidas' $22 million knife, with a total endorsement fee of more than $150 million. It turns out that Nike is opening up big. As for the specific signing details, that is, commercial secrets, the reporters on the scene naturally have no way to know. However, there are still many insiders, like the media revealed some gossip. For a time, the whole network was shocked. Boom. The 16th Super Rookie Logan officially signed Nike, the new era of AJ, the new PX series, officially announced. Adidas lost. Nike successfully won Logan, becoming the biggest winner in the sneaker market this year. Rejecting the $22 million annual salary, Logan signed Nike to create a new brand. Exclusive insider, Logan and Nike reached a contract, or the basic salary plus sales share model. Insiders revealed. Nike offers a contract with a base salary value that has surpassed Adidas' $150 million offer. Nike has created a lot more momentum for this signing of Logan, but it is much more than that. On Rogan's way back to Los Angeles. In Los Angeles, the reporters who squatted in front of Rogan's house already had a windfall. A large van, carrying a huge Nike logo, stopped in front of Logan's house. Opening the door of the van, a black Ferrari F12 Berlinetta appeared in front of people's eyes. This car is the one that Nike picked up and dropped off Logan in Portland. Now, it belongs to Logan personally. It's not just the new F12 Berlinetta, which was produced in those 15 years. Among the large trucks, there are countless shoeboxes. The limited edition sneaker box that journalists are familiar with alone is too numerous to count. Not to mention that there are many relatives and friends who have limited money, which the reporters on the scene have never seen. This is Nike and Ferrari's big gift package airlifted to Logan's house. Nike's full range of sneaker sets. From the classic AF1 generation, to the elite sneakers of the various player PE versions. Running shoes, casual shoes, basketball shoes. There is also a Jingdai all colors. Even the co-branding of a limited edition like OW is included. The porters who got out of the big trucks carried box after box to Rogan's house. The media photographer crouched outside, the shutter pressed non-stop. Nike sent supercars and shoes, this face they really have not seen. Episode 76. Luo, you're still here to train in the team. Los Angeles, Staples Center garage. As soon as Logan got out of the car, he was surrounded by his teammates. The news that the team management allowed Logan to participate in in-team training at will, the Lakers players also knew. Consider the dominance of the Logan Stadium and the talent he has shown. Seriously, the Lakers players have no objection to the team's decision. If you also have Logan's talent and ability, and the team can't train, what's the problem? He's already a special guy in his own right and deserves some privileges. Ro, is this the Ferrari that Nike gave you? Look at the lines of the body, and this side door. Dude, this is a limited edition, we have to queue up if we want to buy it, Nike actually sent you like this. The young Lakers, led by Russell, don't just circle around Logan. Also circled around the all-black Nike custom Ferrari F12 Berlinetta supercar. Although they all have rookie contracts, the annual salary is also $1 million US. But I want a custom Ferrari, and it's still a new model for 15 years. It's not that easy. What's more, this is still Nike's co-branded custom model. The strong combination of two of the world's top 500 companies may be a limited edition car that money can't buy. That's it. Logan didn't think anything was different. There is no difference between driving a Ferrari and driving a Wuling Hongguang. By the way, Rogan, you've taken the best of the week again, and this is your 4th time you've been voted best of the week in the West. Julius Randle, who was preparing to train with Rogan, pulled out his mobile phone. Dude, you are already the player with the most times to win the week in the history of the Heavenly Dynasty, just like Dayo. That's right, in the early hours of the 21st. The NBA officially announced the last week's East-West League Player of the Week attribution. In the East, Jimmy Butler, who led the team to a 3-1 loss last week, was voted the best of the week. Butler averaged 27.3 points, 9.3 rebounds, and 4 assists per game in a single week, which can be said to be a player in the top 3 levels of the Eastern Conference. It was also Butler's second career election to Eastern Conference Week All. His first best week of his career dates back to the 14-15 season. Butler won the best second week of his career, the Western side, the rookie of the Heavenly Dynasty Rogan, once again with a crushing momentum. Defeated the nominees Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant, James Harden, and others to be voted the West's Player of the Week. Last week, the Lakers under Rogan's leadership won all 3 games in a single Wednesday, winning 13 consecutive victories. Not only did he play well in his record, but Logan played all the famous scenes in the last 3 games. In the first battle against the Minnesota Timberwolves, Logan single-handedly faced the 3 geniuses of the Timberwolves. Double champion plus 2-time dunk king, not even as shocking as Logan's one-man court performance. Second battle Celtics. In the classic yellow-green battle, Logan led his team to a net victory of 50 points. In one fell swoop, the old enemy of the Purple Gold Legion was fiercely nailed to the pillar of shame. The final battle came to New York. Logan was at Madison Garden, and the blast output exploded for 63 points. While setting a single-game scoring record for an NBA all-time rookie, it also set a single-game record for an away player in a single game at Madison Garden. It is also the highest scoring record of any player in the history of Madison Garden. And don't forget, to do all this, Logan only took 3 sections. It was also the best record of the fourth week of Logan's career. Tied with the first Big Yao in the Tianqiao basketball world, and tied to keep the record for the number of times Tianqiao players won the best number of times in the NBA. Similarly, being elected to the week best for 4 consecutive weeks also surpassed LeBron James to become the player in NBA history who has won the best number of consecutive weeks. What's more, 4 times of the week's best is already the most times a rookie player in NBA history has taken the most times of the week. The last holder of this record was Logan, who was elected the best of the week in the 3rd week of his career. In other words, he broke his own record this way. Am I the best of the week again? Listening to Randall's rambling remarks, Logan warmed up and calmly responded, I don't pay any more attention. Seriously, Logan now somewhat understands how James feels best for the week. If you win more awards than you do, you really don't feel anything. In particular, he was elected for 4 consecutive weeks. Isn't it hard to say that the best of the Western week is hard to win? Western Conference on this? On November 22, U.S. time, the Los Angeles Lakers returned to the home court to face the Memphis Grizzlies. The Grizzlies may be the first team to experience salary cap soaring benefits this summer. They offered the team's core point guard, Mike Conley, a 5-year, $153 million contract extension in the summer. Conley also became the first player under the new salary cap to renew his contract for more than $150 million. Conley, who won a sky-high contract extension, did not disappoint the team. So far in the new season, the Grizzlies have won 9 and lost 4, while the record is outstanding. Conley averaged 24 plus 8 per game, and his excellent performance on the defensive end. Each one is worthy of the huge salary offered by the team. Only today, the fans at Staples home stadium don't care who the opponent is. In their eyes, only Logan, who has been selected as the best super rookie of the week for 4 consecutive weeks. At his own home, Logan continued his crazy performance. In the first quarter of the game, facing Tony Allen, nicknamed Kobe Bryant's finisher, Logan dribbled with super high speed to turn the defenders around. Mr. Tony, who is in his 13th year in the league, is bitter. I want to defend Kobe Bryant in the finals that year, and I didn't work as hard as I do today. In the face of Logan's thunderous speed, Tony Allen was keeping up with his eyes, and his body couldn't keep up. What is powerlessness? That's it. Under the repeated friction of Tony's teacher by Logan, the Lakers also led the opponent by 15 points in the home quarter 30:15. It's time for Kobe Bryant Terminator to retire, and with Logan in the background, Tony Allen is as dull as if he were rusting. Haha, I love this adjective, Tony Allen is just rusty. The 2 commentators on the sidelines did not hesitate to express their views. In the face of Logan, Tony Teacher really should retire and go home to farm. In the first half of the second quarter, the Lakers and Grizzlies rotated players to turn on the rookie peck mode. After the return of the 2 main players in the second quarter, Mike Conley took on the responsibility of defending against Logan. Then, Mr. Billion Yuan, who was 13 centimeters shorter than Logan, was ruthlessly plucked by Logan, and the scalp of the shot was tingling. The point difference between the 2 sides in the second quarter was not imminent, but was further widened. In the end, Logan clocked out of work in the third quarter, with 45 points, 7 assists, 5 rebounds, 3 steals and 3 blocks of all-around data, sat on the bench and watched the whole game. After beating the Grizzlies, the Lakers' winning streak has come to an astonishing 14 games. They continued to create the best opening streak in team history at the same time. The best record of the team's first 15 games is only the last victory. If Logan can lead the Lakers to win the next home game, the Los Angeles Lakers will have an unbeaten record of 15 wins and 0 losses in the opening stage. 15 wins and 0 losses will surpass the 14-1 record of the 08-09 season and create the best start record of the first 15 games in the history of the team. If Logan can continue to win and lead the team to 17 consecutive starts in a row, this young Laker will surpass the 16-1 record created by the OK combination in the 01-02 season. Set the best start record for the team's first 17 games. Both Kobe Bryant plus triple high combination in the 08-09 season. Or the OK Lakers in the 01-02 season. These 2 teams are the most effective teams of the season and the final champions. But now, these 2 Lakers all-time number 1 teams have each set impressive records in their peak seasons. Already chased by the young Logan in front of him. A Lakers whose main force is mostly players during the rookie contract will have the opportunity to surpass the Lakers in the 08-09 season, and the OK Lakers in the 01-02 season. Lakers fans at Staples Center have gone crazy. They are looking forward to the birth of a new record. Episode 77. November 23, United States time. As the last day of Thanksgiving before match day. In total, there are 13 games played. Oklahoma Thunder vs Sacramento Kings. Westbrook scored another 31 points, 10 rebounds, and 9 assists in a quasi-triple-double, but unfortunately lost to Cousins with 36 points and 13 rebounds. Kawhi Leonard won his fourth personal 30-plus game of the season, leading the team to a victory over the Charlotte Hornets. You know, last season, Leonard only won 4 30-plus games in the whole season. In the 4 seasons before last season, Leonard's career high score was even 26 points. The Spurs were seamlessly joined by their new leaders and had a 12-3 record before Thanksgiving. After the 14-0 Lakers and the 13-2 Warriors, they are third in the West. Anthony Davis also temporarily withdrew from the empty cut group before Thanksgiving. The thick eyebrows of 45 points and 10 rebounds helped the team beat the Minnesota Timberwolves by 21 points. In front of the beastly Anthony Davis, the Minnesota Timberwolves are 3 young, and the identity of the Husky is confirmed. Of course, even with so many stars playing amazing performances. The news headlines of the day also belong only to the Cleveland Cavaliers all-star frontline, Kevin Love. At the Cleveland Fast Lending Center, Kevin Love faced the Portland Blazers with 11 of 14 shooting in the first quarter, including 8 of 10 from three-pointers. In an extremely perverted state of fire, a single quarter exploded 34 points. It's not just the second highest single quarter scoring in NBA history, behind Klay Thompson's 37 points in a single quarter. It is also the highest scoring record in the first quarter of NBA history. The record for the highest score in a single quarter in the first quarter before that was still tied by Logan by 26 points. However, even if Love's personal scoring record in the first quarter was broken, there were still countless fans who complained about the game. Kyrie Irving became the target of the fans' bombardment. With just over a minute left in the first quarter, Irving did not pass the ball to Love, but played 3 irons in a row. Not only did it deliver 2 of 6 inefficiencies in a single quarter, but it also caused Love's opportunity to surpass the 37-point single quarter opportunity. Although Lover didn't say much after the game. But Owen must be to blame. In the fans' criticism of Kyrie Irving, November 24, Thanksgiving, is officially coming. Every year on the 4th Thursday of November, Thanksgiving Day in the United States. On this day, the NBA will not schedule any games, and all the team's players, including management, have been given a rare vacation. Logan also invited his teammates to his home the night before to celebrate Thanksgiving. For the trip to Rogan's house for the holiday, D'Angelo Russell is the most active one on the Lakers team. First of all, Russell is also a half-shoe collector. Rogan's home is full of limited edition sneakers from Nike, and Russell is bound to meet the world. Not only that, Russell also wanted to go to Rogan's underground garage to see the all-black limited edition Ferrari. I'm actually coming for Thanksgiving turkey. In Rogan's underground garage, looking at the drooling Russell of F12 Berlinetta, righteously said, "I'm not a shoe fan." Oh no, car fans. What a Ferrari F12 Berlinetta. What Nike limited edition sneakers. Brother doesn't care. Thanksgiving turkey is the god of forever. Of course, before eating the turkey, Russell still took a group photo in front of F12 Berlinetta. Cough cough. Before reluctantly going upstairs, Russell still emphasized, "I think that big logo is so cool." I know, I don't need an explanation. Logan gave Russell a look that I understand you, I understand everything, and I don't need to say more about what I don't understand. That's right. Anyone who understands it. Russell nodded fiercely. Also coming down to visit this F12 Berlinetta Randu and Nance Jr. gave Russell a look, "I believe you are a ghost." Fuck. What a game this 2K does. The second floor of Logan's residence. Jordan Clarkson, who was playing PS4 with Reeds, almost smashed the gamepad in his hand. "Rogan, this game is so ****. Seeing Logan walk up, Clarkson pointed to the game screen, "I used you in the game to pass a Tony Allen, and I couldn't get over it?" How Logan had hanged Mr. Tony, Clarkson knew better than anyone else. As a result, in the latest NBA 2K17, Logan actually can't get rid of Tony Allen? This game content does not match the reality, is not a junk game? Seriously, I don't think it's reasonable either, but it probably has something to do with your technology. Reed educated Clarkson in the tone of his predecessors. No junk players, only junk players. Logan in the 2K game is not in line with reality, is it obviously recognized by the world? Clarkson was not convinced. Raising your hand opens the 2K section on the game forum. Without a doubt, the swiping post topics are: this game is so fake, Rogan's data value is only 82? Are 2K companies stupid? After Logan broke through the defense, he couldn't cut off Karl Anthony Towns? What about the back lever? I'm going to play Logan's back lever. And that shooting star dunk from Rogan. I can't rub it out of the game. Just like people complained last season, Curry in 2K16 games is not even as good as Curry in reality. This season, Logan in 2K17 has become the target of fan bombardment. Have you ever seen a player of the week voted best for 4 consecutive weeks with a 2K rating of 82 points? Have you ever seen a rising star who is walking a defender on the offensive end and walking a dog like a dog and can't get rid of a defender by speed? What about the lever behind Rogan's signboard? What about Rogan's signature meteor dunk? What about Rogan's unreasonable fried frame compartment? None at all. I play Nima. In fact, the player's appeal, 2K companies have also received. The point is, they really can't make Logan's bug performance in reality. You said that the meteor dunk, the game was made into a throw, and there was no taste in the moment. There is no internal taste, it is better not to do it, otherwise it will still be sprayed. You say that the back lever, this ball, simply violates the game's physics engine, how to do? Can't do it. There's also the most criticized Logan Honey rating problem among players. At this point 2K really tried its best. For any rookie, even a champion, 2K is a strict control of the score. When Logan first joined the game, he was even 75 points. The 82 points were adjusted after Logan played an explosive performance and rushed to the online service pack. Giving a rookie a very high rating really violates the scoring rules of the 2K NBA series. In fact, 2K companies have talked to me about these problems. Logan was unhurried to tell Jordan Clarkson, they'll do a motion capture for me in the next version. That's 2K18 next year? Yes, it's 2K18 next year. Logan nodded, they talked to me about the collaboration before, the next 2K, I'll be the cover character of the game. Episode 78. Really fake, Rogan? Jordan Clarkson, who was still spraying 2K, was directly excited, are you the cover character of the next generation of 2K? I lean on, won't I? Rogan, you're going to be the cover character of 2K? That's pretty cool, isn't it? It's not just Jordan Clarkson. Reed, Little Nans, Londo, and even the always calm Brandon Ingram all came to Rogan's side. As 2K grows in the field of basketball games, the cover characters of each generation of their games are almost a hot topic in the game world. Chris Paul of 2K8. Kevin Garnett of 2K9. Kobe Bryant of 2K10. Michael Jordan of 2K11 versus 2K12. 2K13's Blake Griffin plus Kevin Durant and Stephen Curry. 2K14 LeBron James. The covers of 2K15 and 16 are Durant and Curry, who once appeared at the same time in 2K13. Which of these cover characters is not a prominent figure in the league? Rogan, the second year of this rookie, will be the cover character of 2K? And 2K still has to give Logan a separate motion capture? If nothing else, when the game comes out, I'll buy 100 sets first. As the biggest man in the team's contract, the old dang 2 did not say much else. Luo, I absolutely support you. Dude, don't you play games? Russell quipped, why buy so many sets? Instead, he chose to broadcast the Los Angeles Lakers game nationwide. The Lakers host the Atlanta Hawks. This season's Hawks took down Dwight Howard, the Warcraft who left the Rockets in the summer. The peak of the Warcraft is still there. With Howard's high caliber, the Hawks have won 9 and lost 5 so far this season, ranking high in the top half of the East. Only, in Los Angeles, in Staples. Lakers fans, don't give Howard a little bit of good fruit to eat. Dwight, get out of Los Angeles. Shoot that stupid big guy, blow up that Dwight Howard. Dwight is not welcome in Los Angeles, he is the enemy of the Lakers. In the pregame warm-up session, Lakers fans gave Howard almost the highest level of garbage talk. Even when Howard touched the ball in the warm-up session, the boos on the scene were deafening. I can understand the feelings of the fans on the scene. The ESPN commentator on the sidelines explained, I think when Dwight joined the Lakers, the fans here had too many illusions about him. Time to go back to the 12-13 season. That year, Kobe Bryant was still at the top of the tail. That year, the Lakers formed the new F4 of Steve Nash plus Kobe Bryant plus Paul Gasol and Dwight Howard in the summer. The world thought that the NBA of that season was already in the summer finale. Lakers fans even before the start of the season why Kobe plus Howard, while holding up the O'Brien Cup picture. Not one, not two, not three came to Los Angeles from Miami. However, with the start of the season, 8 consecutive preseason defeats. The regular season starts with 1 win and 4 losses. Broke Kobe's Achilles tendon to enter the playoffs. The first round of the playoffs was swept 4-0 by the Spurs. After such a failed season, Howard simply abandoned the hopeless Lakers and went to Space City. Let the Lakers lose the future, so that Kobe Bryant can never return to the peak. Turn around and leave the team. Didn't Howard get sprayed to death by the Los Angeles fans? Inexistent. And this is also the reason why ESPN chose to broadcast this game nationwide. Logan, who was able to fight in the yellow-green battle and nail the team's nemesis Celtics to the pillar of shame. It is impossible to let the Los Angeles sinner, Dwight Howard, leave Staples comfortably. The whole world wants to see it. How Logan will destroy the inside line of defense of the Atlanta Eagles. Dwight, are you ready? In the midst of the boos, Hawks coach Mike Budenholzer patted Howard on the back. Today's game, for you, the pressure is not small. I'm all too familiar with these fans, they started at 13 years and booed me for 3 seasons. Howard has long been accustomed to Staples' environment. Rest assured, coach, this environment will not only not put pressure on me, but will give me motivation. The power to quiet Staples. Howard didn't talk casually. Last season at Staples, Howard played only 26 minutes and efficiently played a double-double of 16 points and 15 rebounds, helping the Rockets beat the Lakers by 20 points. Let Staples go from noisy to quiet, he has not done less in the past 3 years. I'm talking about the rookie on the other side. Budenholzer reminded Howard, the new guy named Logan is not that easy to deal with. Can he hold me off like Kobe? Howard was confident, coach, if Logan wants to come in and detain me, the next picture will definitely be very bloody. Episode 79. Warcraft is one of the absolute cores of both ends of the Eagles' offensive and defensive ends this season. As long as his form is not affected by the boos of the fans on the scene, Budenholzer is still very sure that the team still has a fight today. The pre-match warm-up between the two sides ended quickly. The starter of both teams standing on the court. The Los Angeles Lakers starting start is still the familiar set. There's been a lot of rumors lately about the Lakers deal, but none of them seem to come true. Watch the Lakers' 4 young starters in addition to Rogan. The commentator on the sidelines analyzed the recent situation. There are rumors that the Lakers want to pack 3 young rookies in exchange for Anthony Davis. There are also rumors that the Lakers are targeting Chicago Bulls forward Jimmy Butler. In short, before the market deadline for this season, we can expect what kind of trade the Lakers will make. The Los Angeles Lakers have a huge amount of attention. Their every move is the focus of the media in the United States. Anthony Davis and Jimmy Butler are also indeed on the Lakers' target list. It's just that it's not so simple to exchange either of these 2 players. So while trying to trade an all-star level player to assist Rogan, Mitch Kupchak is also trying to trade in some core rotation players to deepen the depth of the team's lineup. Regrettably, because Kupchak was too decisive when he rejected the team's previous proposal to trade Logan. Until now, the rest of the teams have not responded to the information that the Lakers are trying to trade. Will the Los Angeles Lakers change their roster in the middle of the season? Even the Lakers themselves don't know. Of course, what exactly will the team do next in the trading market? The fans at the Staples scene did not bother to think. They are now busy giving Logan the warmest cheers and the loudest boo for Howard. Along with Howard, there were Dennis Schroeder plus Kent Bazemore plus Saab Safrosa and Paul Millsap. 2 team centers stood on the center line and the referee threw the ball high. Filled with strength, the beast jumps the ball round to defeat the young Nance Jr. The Atlanta Hawks took the lead in the offensive possession of the opening first attack. Schroeder held the ball through the half, waited until Howard landed on the basket, and without saying a word, he shot the ball into the inside line. Boo. Starting with basketball, Howard did not talk to Nance Jr. about Wuda. Back to the shoulders to exert force, crush the defense, turn the face frame, take off with both hands to buckle, the opening will be cut off the little Nance. Shut up, Staples Center. Whoosh. Say it sooner rather than later. just as Howard turned and took off. Behind him, Logan didn't know when he flew out, stretched out with one arm, and dropped the cap from behind. Boom. Although Howard eventually hung the frame between Nance Jr.'s hands, the basketball in his hand had long since disappeared. The basketball flew out and Randall actively took the ball before Paul Millsap. Londo also has a certain ability to hold the ball, decisively hold the ball, turn from defense to attack, and promote the team to counterattack. To his flanks, Ingram and Logan flew on two wings. After the Hawks returned to the defensive players, Bazemore was alone, and there was no way to keep an eye on the three Lakers' fast attack players at the same time. What's more than sprinting, Bazemore is not Logan's opponent. Whoosh! Londo knew that the ball was faster than himself, and watched Logan rush to the free throw line and decisively pass the ball to his teammates. Logan took off directly with the ball, 2 steps inside the free throw line, his arms rounded, and the big windmill roared and abused the frame. 2:0. Los Angeles Lakers take the lead. Oh, wonderful offensive and defensive transitions. Logan just capped Dwight Howard's imperative dunk on the defensive end. Then on the offensive end, with Julius Randle, counter the big windmill dunk and score. This ball can make the Lakers fans on the scene happy, they want to see this picture. As the two commentators on the sidelines said. What the Lakers fans want to see is nothing more than two. First, Howard was devastated today. Second, Logan is once again a god today. Now, these two things overlap. You say happy or unhappy? Of course it's a blast. I was careless and didn't pay attention to the defenders coming from behind. On the Eagles' side, Howard took the initiative to take responsibility. Rogan's speed is too fast, his assistant defense is in an instant. To be honest, the ball was really Howard thinking too simple. Nance Jr. couldn't give the beast enough strength on the defensive end to make Howard ignore Logan's presence. Next round. Howard was also much more cautious, hitting his back near the basket continuously, and the small hooker on the side made a move. Seriously, since the identity of the rough brother was hanged by the Lakers in the finals, Warcraft has painstakingly practiced a small hook and a small throw. The effect is still good. This move was a small throw, perfectly dodging the defense of Nance Jr., and he was about to hit. Boo. Unfortunately, behind Nance Jr., it was the Lakers' number 7 that made the fans stand up, flying out. At the moment when the basketball reaches its maximum height and is about to fall, touch the basketball and let it fall slowly, deviating from the track of the original attack frame. It's Logan again. Logan once again blocked Dwight Howard's shot. Don't be too happy too soon, the basketball has fallen into Dwight again, and he's going to dunk. Some of the sideline commentators could not say anything about the change in the situation on the field. Logan flew cap to Howard though the limit. But basketball was started by Howard's tough competition. At the moment when Logan had just taken off and landed on the ground, the Demon Beast hit a time difference, and in front of Rogan, he bent his knees and jumped up with all his strength. Intent on separating Logan. Boom. At the moment of 1,000 gunshots, Rogan, who had just landed on the ground, also faced the demon beasts that rushed up and jumped high. The two bodies violently collided, the power of muscles versus muscles visual explosion, and the goosebumps of all Lakers fans who watched it were up. The next moment. Howard, the originally unstoppable demon beast, had a stunned look in his eyes. Because he found that his unbeatable body was actually blocked by a defender less than 2 meters opposite. Logan not only resisted Howard's full compartment, but even pressed the cap Warcraft on the front. Boom. Under Howard's stunned expression, after he was pressed on the hat, his center of gravity was unstable, and he fell heavily on the floor of Staples. And Rogan, who completed the frontal face hat, landed steadily, controlled the basketball, instantly pushed the counterattack, and within 5 seconds, a dragon counterattacked the front court. Flew to cut off the defensive player standing under the basket in front of the field, Paul Millsap. Beep. At the same time that Millsap was also knocked to the ground by Logan. The referee, who trotted all the way from the sidelines, directly blew the whistle in his hand. Logan counterattacked by blocking Paul Millsap, not only scoring 2 points, but also causing a defensive foul on the opponent, and getting a chance to raise the penalty. Unbelievable, Logan had a Dwight Howard 3 times on the defensive end? A defender player, less than 2 meters of defender player, capped the former league's number 1 center, 3 times. Episode 80. In Howard's career, it is not that he has not been hated. But in his career, the big hat of others is far more than the picture of him being hatted by others. Not to mention being blocked by a defender. It was even blocked 3 times in a row by a defender player. Although the fans in the audience cheered for Logan to fight back from the front, blocking Paul Millsap. But the two commentators on the scene were more shocked by Rogan's performance on the defensive end. He really spared no effort on the defensive end, hammering out the Los Angeles Lakers' enemies. The two commentators sighed on the occasion. Logan, who was on the free throw line, easily hit and added penalties to help the team start with a 5-0 advantage. Offensive and defensive conversion equals offensive round. Schroeder assisted Millsap and finally scored 2 points with a mid-range shot to stop the bleeding. Back to that. Rogan's flank position took the initiative to ask for the ball. Facing the defense of the Swiss Army knife Safrosha. Logan, who holds the ball, turns sideways into the face frame, accelerates in one step, throws off the defense at super high speed, and takes a big step straight to the basket. Inside. Warcraft Howard had already taken his place. As he told team manager Budenholzer before the game. As long as Logan dares to come in, he will definitely send the bloodiest super cover. Boo. Howard and Logan's eyes met briefly for 0.1 seconds. The next moment, Rogan, who entered the forbidden area, took the opportunity to take off. Meanwhile, Howard, the beast, also flew up, waving his arms in the air and opening his teeth and claws, ready to kill Logan. The fans held their breath and stared. Only to see Logan lag in the air to lean up the lever, from Howard's left-hand side, gliding to the right-hand side, before landing, plucking the ball out. Howard opened his teeth and claws, but he didn't even touch the ball. Logan glided by so freely, throwing the ball hit. Boom. The basketball obediently fell into the net, and all the Lakers fans on the scene exploded in an instant. I read that right? Am I right? Rogan's lever is also too exaggerated, he seems to have stopped in the air. I haven't lived through the days of Michael Jordan and don't know what a trapeze is, but now that I see Logan, I think I understand what the word means. Dwight Howard was completely teased by Logan, and he couldn't have blocked any of Rogan's shots today. John Sun, the magician in the audience, couldn't help but get up and wave his arms excitedly. Rogan's ball really made him see Michael Jordan. No. More ethereal than the Michael Jordan guy, done. WTF. On the court, Dwight Howard was dumbfounded, too. Rogan's ball looked familiar. It's almost like in the 08-09 season finals, Kobe Bryant faced the lagging hand change of hands he completed. However, the difficulty of the actions completed by the two people is different. Rogan's gliding distance is farther and more outrageous. Is it Logan whose ability surpassed Kobe Bryant's at the time? Or is your current self no longer at your peak? Howard began to doubt life. He even felt that these two possibilities might become a reality at the same time. In the first quarter of the game, Logan played the keen sense of smell brought by the Wild to the fullest on the defensive end. Dwight Howard needs to face more than Nance Jr.'s top defense plus Randall's help defense at any time. And Rogan, a wild hunter who doesn't know when, will come out of the air interception. Today is a battle of trapped beasts. Dwight Howard is somewhat overwhelmed by the Lakers' targeted defense. It's also a no-brainer, Logan suddenly showed 200% concentration on the defensive end, and Dwight is also very difficult to do. Not just on the defensive end. On the offensive end, Rogan's super-fast dribble left Safrosa and Bazemore with a tingling in their scalps. And his amorphous shot, so that Howard, who is crazy to give Logan a blood hat, is like a headless fly, flying in the air. In addition to wasting physical strength, every jump Howard made on the defensive end was fruitless. Logan was always able to throw the ball out in a variety of positions. The point is that he throws it out, and really Naima can get in. Who are you looking for to reason with this? At the end of the first quarter, the Lakers scored 29 points at home, ahead of the Hawks, who scored only 14 points, a full 15 points. Subsection. The Lakers' rotation lineup with the rising cheers of the fans on the scene, the offensive firepower is not diminished in the slightest. Fortunately, there are also fierce people on the Eagle bench. Tim Hardaway Jr. plus Mark Muscara stubbornly resisted the Lakers' second-team attack, and the two sides rotated players, but staged a good offense. The confrontation that no one could prevent could not make the point difference closer, and at the same time, it did not let the point difference widen further. Two teams are dead ball substitutions. After the return of the main forces of the two sides, the original stalemate was ruthlessly torn apart by Logan. In the second half of the second quarter, Logan continued the explosive power of scoring in the first quarter that dominated the court. There's nothing the Hawks can do about him. In the words of the barrage sent out by Tianqiao fans watching the live broadcast of this match. Logan is today the Guizhou with a bow and arrow. This game is Logan's legend of the Eagle shooter. In the cheers of Staples, nearly 20,000 Lakers fans. Again and again, Logan broke the Hawks, especially Dwight Howard's defenses. In just 3 quarters, the Lakers' number 7 blasted 55 points, helping the team to a net victory over opponents by 30 points. Skilled 3-section clock-in off work. With a 4x5 all-around of 55 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, and 6 blocks in 3 quarters, Logan sat on the bench and watched the whole game. In the end, the Lakers bombarded 126 points at home, with a huge point difference of 126:90 and 36 points, successfully slaughtering the Eagles. After the game, Hawks coach Mike Budenholzer graciously accepted an interview with the media. Speaking of Rogan, Budenholzer also generously praised Rogan's unsolvable offensive and defensive performance today. I've never seen Dwight on the offensive end eaten to death by a defender. Logan was the first, he was always so magical. Budenholzer shook his head helplessly and sighed. If Logan had been wearing the Eagles' number 7 jersey today, I think the Lakers would have lost worse than we did. I would like to ask, which team in the league does not want to change its team's number 7 to the Lakers' number 7? It's just a pity. Can't change it. At the end of the interview with the Hawks manager, reporters surrounded Howard before he walked into the player's path. Before the reporters could turn their microphones on Howard, the boos of the fans on the scene were already like waves, rushing towards Howard,